Hi guys, it is Monday in week 6, and today we are going to be talking about converting Fahrenheit to Celsius. Now, I know on Friday when we met, we converted Celsius to Fahrenheit. So there's a little bit of a different equation that we're going to be using today. And before we begin, I am going to go over with you one more time the conversion of Celsius to Fahrenheit. So this is our page, it's page 269, 270. But before we do that, I want to review with you converting Celsius to Fahrenheit first. Yes, because today we're converting Fahrenheit to Celsius. So let's look at number 3. It says convert the temperature reading from Celsius to Fahrenheit using the formula F equals 9/5 C plus 32. Give temperatures to the nearest degree. So we may need to be rounding. And this is exactly what we were doing on Friday. So let's look at A, 3A. It says 25 degrees Celsius, and we need to convert that to Fahrenheit. So we're going to use the same formula. You always use the formula that you're looking for. So there's the F formula for Fahrenheit and the C formula for Celsius. And we're going to be using the F formula. So F equals 9/5 times C plus 32. So all we do now, and we've been used to doing this, is we plug in what they give us for C. Just like with the equations, we plugged in what they gave us for X, or what we found for X. So let's do that. F equals 9/5 times 25 over 1. Remember, if it's a whole number, we have to put it over 1 plus 32. Now, at this point, we can start canceling. 5 and 25 share a common factor of what? 5. So we can cancel here. 1, 5, and 5, 5 5s and 25. Now we can just multiply and add. So Fahrenheit equals 9 times 5, which is 45 plus 32. And I'm going to do this vertically just so I know I have it accurate. 5 plus 2 is 7. 4 plus 3 is also 7. So 25 degrees Celsius is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so let's move on to letter B. I have 24 degrees Celsius, and we need to find Fahrenheit. So are we going to use the F formula? We haven't even talked about the C formula yet, right? So we're going to use the F formula, the Fahrenheit formula. F equals 9/5 C plus 32. And if you forget the formula, look, it's right here in our directions. So we can always go back to our directions. Here we go. So we have F equals 9/5 times 24 over 1 plus 32. Now you're looking at this and you're thinking, wait, 24 and 5 don't share any common factors. So what do? Remember on Friday what we did was we multiplied the numerators and then divided by 5. So we're going to multiply 24 times 9, which is 3, 18 and 3 is 21, 216. So Fahrenheit equals 216 divided by 5 plus 32. Now, do you see why we were taught PEMDAS first? The reason why we were taught PEMDAS first is because we know we have to do the dividing before we can actually add. So let's divide. 216 divided by 5. 5 goes into 21 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Bring down my 6. 5 goes into 16 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. Ooh, wow. 15 with 1 left over. So 43 and 1/5, or 43.2 degrees. And I'm going to use decimals and I'll show you why. Because our directions say to give the temperature to the nearest degree. Well, if we have to give the temperature to the nearest degree, I'm going to have to round that 43.2 degrees now, aren't I? Yes. So when you round 43.2 degrees, what do you get? 43 degrees. Good. So we're going to have Fahrenheit equals 43 plus 32. And what do we have? 43 plus 32. 3 plus 2 is 5. 4 plus 3 is 7. 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, is it exactly 75 degrees? No, it is not exactly 75 degrees, but that is okay because we're asked to give to the nearest degree, so we had to round. Okay, let's do one more together. I'm going to erase the extras of this problem just so I can have room for the next one. And we're going to do 76 degrees. So What formula? We're converting to Fahrenheit. Remember, if you're converting to Fahrenheit, you use the F formula. The F equals, or Fahrenheit equals 9/5 C plus 32. And remember, the C next to the 9/5 means we are multiplying. So let's plug in. Fahrenheit equals 9/5 times 76 over 1 plus 32. Okay, so you're probably seeing what I see. Just like the last problem, 5 and 76 don't share any common factors. So what we're going to need to do is multiply our numerators and then divide by 5. So we're going to multiply 9 times 76. Okay, 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 7 is 63, plus 5 is 68. So we get 684. And then we're going to divide by 5. 5 goes into 6 one time with 1 left over. Bring down your 8. 5 goes into 18 3 times with 3 left over. Bring down your 4. And 5 goes into 34 6 times. Good. And we get 30. So we have 136 and 4/5. What's your decimal for 4/5? 0.8. So if we have 136.8 and we need to round to the nearest whole degree, what do we have? 137 degrees. So good. Fahrenheit equals 137 plus the 32. 137 plus 32. 7 plus 2 is 9. 6 plus 6 is 3 plus 3 is 6. And 1 plus 0 is 0. So 76 degrees Celsius is 169 degrees Fahrenheit. When we see 76 degrees, we think, that's not that hot. But that's Celsius. Celsius 76 degrees is 169 degrees Fahrenheit. That is super hot, right? So that's a little bit of a review for converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit. And today we're going to be converting. We're going to use a different formula. And there's only two, thank goodness. There's a Celsius to Fahrenheit. And what we're going to be using today is a Fahrenheit to Celsius. So let's look at our yellow box. The yellow box always gives us all the awesome extra information, or the good information that we need, right? So formula right here, let's look here where I'm circling. To convert from the Fahrenheit scale to the Celsius scale, use the formula C equals 5/9 times F minus 32. A number right outside the parentheses indicates multiplication. We know that, we've been doing that. Order of operations says to simplify within the parentheses first. So we will be doing the F minus 32 and then multiplying by 5/9. Now look at your example. Your example says 68 degrees and they wanted to convert it to Celsius. So they plugged in 68 degrees using PEMDAS. We did 68 minus 32, which becomes 36. Then we multiplied, and we could cancel here, right? 4 and 1. 5 times 4 is funny. It's not funny. It's 20. And so Celsius is 20 degrees. Sometimes it's funny. Okay. We're going to convert temperatures, reading from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So we're going to move from Fahrenheit to Celsius now. And when we move from Fahrenheit to Celsius, we're using what we're looking for. So we're going to use the Celsius, or the C formula. C equals 5/9 times F minus 32. What's our F? What's our Fahrenheit? It's 104, so we're going to plug it in. C equals 5/9 times 104 minus 32. Now, guys, some of you can do 104 minus 32 in your head, but if you're not there, and I totally would recommend what I'm going to ask you to do, write it on the side and subtract. It's going to save you heartache if you make a little mistake. Okay, 104 minus 32 is what? 72. Does everyone agree? Okay, so C equals 5/9 times, this is where we would put 72 over 1. Do you see if we can cancel? We sure can. Makes our job a lot easier. So we're going to cancel here. 9 goes into 9 one time. 9 goes into 72 8 times, and now we can just multiply across, because 1 times 1 is 1, and we know that. 5 times 8 is 40. So 104 degrees in Fahrenheit is 40 degrees in Celsius. Let's move on. Letter B, 50 degrees. I have a 50-degree temperature outside for us. That's cold. We live in Southern California, right? So that's kind of cold to us. But let's go ahead and let's look at letter B. It says, convert 50 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. So we're going to use the Celsius formula because we're trying to find C. C equals 5/9 times F minus 32. C equals 5/9 times, what's our Fahrenheit? 50 minus 32. I'm going to go over here and just do this subtraction. Oh, that's 18. So C equals 5/9, and they did it like this, and you could do it like this too. 18 over 1. Okay. Now can we cancel? Can we cross cancel? Yeah, 9 goes into 18 and 9 also goes into 9. 1 time here, 2 times here. Then we're just going to multiply across to find our answer. 5 times 2 is 10. Wow. So 50 degrees Fahrenheit is 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, I want you guys to pause, and I would like you to try letter C on your own and then come back when you have the answer. Okay, so when we work this out, you use the formula C equals 5/9 times F minus 32. C equals 5/9 times 176 minus 32. 176 minus 32 is 144. Then we plug that in. 9 and 144 share a common factor of 9. And if you didn't do that, and let's say you did 5 times 144 and divided by 9, you'll get the same answer. You'll get 80 degrees. Okay, excellent job. Let's look at this story problem. It's this little girl right here. It says, the directions for cookies said to bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Give the temperature in Celsius units to the nearest whole degree. Well, what's our question? I'm going to use a color we haven't used today, just so we're not getting confused with all the colors. What's our question for that? Good, there's no question mark, but guess what? We're giving the temperature in Celsius to the nearest whole degree. Well, what's our Fahrenheit? 375. So we're going to say 375 degrees Fahrenheit equals how many degrees Celsius? I'm going to come down here and work it down here real quick. Sometimes I got to write on it so it works. So we have 375 degrees Fahrenheit equals how many degrees Celsius? And we're converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit, or excuse me, from Fahrenheit to Celsius. We have to use the C formula. It's the same formula we've been using. C equals 5/9 times F minus 32. Okay. C equals 5/9 times 375 minus 32. 375 minus 32, I'm going to come over here. Okay, 5 minus 2 is 3. 7 minus 3 is 4, and 3 minus 0 is 3. So C equals 5/9 times 343 over 1. Now, do 343 and 9 share a common factor? Nope, I don't think they do. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We have to, with PEMDAS, we multiply first, but 343 times 5, and then we're going to divide by 9. Let's see what we get. 343 times 5, I'm just going to use the 343 I already have there. 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17. So I get 1,715, but that's not my answer. Now I have to divide by 9. I'm going to use a little bit of a darker color for you. 1,715 divided by 9. 9 goes into 1. Nope, 9 goes into 17 only one time. Subtract. 17 minus 9 is 8. Bring down my 1. 9 goes into 81 9 times, actually perfectly. 9 times 9 is 81. Bring down my 5. 9 goes into 5. Can't do it, but I still got to put a 0 there. So I get 990 and 5/9. Now, that's good. That's great that we have that, but the question said to round to the nearest whole degree. I want you to think about 5/9 for a second. What did I tell you at the beginning of the year, and you may have or may not have remembered it, but any time you have a fraction with ninths, the decimal is going to be what? Who remembers? The numerator repeating. So this is actually 190.555 and so on, okay? So when we round to the nearest whole degree, the zero's in the ones place and the five's the boss telling us, hey, round up or stay the same. What does that 5 do? Round up. So we get 191 degrees Celsius. I want to put that, 191 degrees Celsius. So we can go back to our paper here, and we're gonna put 191 degrees Celsius. Okay, turn the paper over. And let's look at review. I'm gonna do a couple of these review with you today. Let's find the area of a circle. So anytime we do this, remember, I'm gonna draw my circle. My diameter is how much? 20 feet. I'm gonna draw that diameter and I'm gonna label 20 feet. What's the formula for the area of a circle? Area equals pi r squared. But you're thinking, wait, I have a diameter, I don't have radius. How do you find radius? Divide by 2, right? So if my diameter equals 20, my radius has to equal what? 10. So now I can use that 10 in my formula. And this one should be fairly easy. Area equals pi, which is 3.14 times 10 squared. What is 10 squared? 100. Area equals 3.14 times 100. And anytime you multiply by 100, you just move your decimal point to the right as many zeros as you have. So I have 2, 1, 2. Area equals 314 square feet because it is area. Now with B and D, all I want to do is go over the formulas with you in B and D. So if I have let's look at B. I have a rectangle, right? What's the formula for the area of a rectangle? Area equals length times width. You would just multiply your length times your width. How about D? If I had a parallelogram, and I know this is my base and this is my height. What's my formula for base times height? I just gave it to you. What's my formula for area of a parallelogram? That's right, good job. Area equals base times height. Hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right? But I want to work out C with you. On C, I have a triangle. And the base of my triangle is 17 meters. And the height of my triangle is 10 meters. And I am going to find area for this triangle. So area equals, what's the formula for area of a triangle? Area equals 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2 times 17, because that's our base, times height, which is 10. What would be easier to take half of? 17 or 10? 10. What is half of 10? 5. So my new problem, or my updated problem, is 17 times 5. And I'll come over here and work it out, and you can work it out too. Remember, math's not a spectator sport. You got to work. 85. So area equals 85 what? Square meters, because it's area. Awesome possum. You guys are doing such an amazing job. Okay. So guys, I'm going to give you your assignment for tonight. And if you look at page 269, I had to pause for a moment, so I brought it up to page 269. What we have not finished on page 269 is going to be your homework. So you are going to do D, E, F of number 3, and then for number 4, you're going to do A, B, C, and D. So it's going to be 3, D, E, and F, and 4, A, B, C, and D. And guys, keep up the good work. You're doing such an amazing job, and I'm so proud of all of you. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.